Hello everyone, Shirley here from Around to It. Don't see anybody waiting or anything, so I'll just have to wait and see if anybody comes in. And we'll just wait a bit. I am just playing around with my log cabins, and I am making the log cabin that is in behind me. I've already made one log cabin table runner. I'm just working on another one. I wonder if YouTube has, oh, okay, we do have some viewers. So I'm just working on this right now. I've got part of it done. The in behind me, this is the one I'm working on right now, and the other one beside it is the one I have finished. And beside that, I don't know whether I can move this and you can see it or not, but let's see, we'll go over this way. This is a small quilt that I was working on, and I think I posted it in, I think it was in the community chat, I'm not too sure. But that one I finished. And I just need to see if I can check and see if I can type in chat here. Linda Carter, hi, how are you? Okay, the volume cannot hear good. Okay, just give me 1 second and I'll check that out, Linda. Do you have your volume turned up on your computer all the way? I'm just going to check the volume on mine. So just give me 1 second here. If I can find out. Okay, there it is. Okay. Okay, I'm using my MacBook. I have my volume turned up as high as it can go. And okay, both places I've checked, and they're both as high as it can go. Now, I don't know what happened here, but okay. Can you hear me any better now if I speak up a little louder? Just give me a shout out if you can. Sorry, Linda. I'm just not sure why it's doing that. I'm just not sure, Linda. Okay, I just need to close some tabs here. And if someone else comes on, I'm just not sure why it's doing that. Can you hear me now, Linda? Are you still there? Gonna try to put the chat up a little further so I am just not sure, Linda. Just give me a second here. I don't know why it is like that. Yeah. Okay, just give me a second here. I'm just trying to work in two places here, but on my one computer here. Yeah, yeah, Linda, I don't know why. I've got everything turned up as far as it'll go. And I was just wondering if you can hear me better now. I'm just not sure. I know there's a volume setting on your, a volume setting on your, in YouTube. And I was just wondering if it's going to make a difference. Okay, I'm just making the chat a little bit bigger here. And let's just move this over here so I can get this set up. No, there we go. Now I'll move it over. So Ken, are you still there, Linda? Okay, nobody's there, so maybe they can't hear me. Okay. I increased, oh, you're on your phone, okay. I can you better now than at first. Okay, maybe it was one of my settings. Hi, Lorraine. Yeah, okay, I am going to, maybe it's because my laptop is a little further away. Okay, let's just get that checked out. Can you see me okay? And is it clear? Yeah, I may have been just speaking a little bit too low. So if anybody can let me know if you can hear me better now. Okay, thanks, Linda. Okay, great. I'm just playing around with a few things here just so I can read the chat just a little bit better. And I'll just speak a little bit louder. I hadn't really planned too much for this video here. Okay, great. It's just because maybe I was speaking a little bit too low. Okay, so what I was doing is I'm just working on a log cabin table runner. I just have to switch now. Too many places to move. Okay, so in behind me, the one I'm working on right now is the green and coral one. The one beside it, it is a very large one, and it extends all the way down, and the backing for that is just the same as the border. And I've just done straight line quilting. I'm not as proficient, and I'm away from the speaker here now. So, and then the other one, the one on the far over here, that's the one that I was working on. It's a 4-patch. No, it's a 9-patch. I think it's a 9-patch. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a 9-patch that I was working on, and I've never done an on-point quilt before, and that's the one that I did finish up. Okay, my volume still looks good. I'm just going to step away and I'm going to show you the 9-patch that I did get it finished on, the one that I made on point. So it is finished, other than I still need to put the borders, get up closer here. I still need to put borders on it, and I'm just not sure. I don't have enough of the right colors to put a border, so I'm going to go out and check and see if I can find something to go with it to put the borders on. And then I'll be quilting it. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. So yes, I am working on just another table runner. It's a little depressing outside. We are getting rain and snow, and it's been snowing for the last 2 days. So, and my mind isn't really working all that great with it being so depressing outside. So I just thought, well, I'll make another log cabin. Thank you very much. Hi, Teresa Lynch. And Gladys. Gladys is here. Welcome, Gladys. Yeah, it's snowing out there, has been for the last 2 days, and snow, rain. And it's like I should never plan a doctor appointment because every time I do, it snows. So I'll try not to book doctor appointment until fall. And also, what else I've been doing is, okay, I don't have, where's the next one? Okay, the other thing is, oh yeah, yeah, it's nice to see something. It takes the depression away. I've also, my daughter was able to find some freezer paper. Thanks, Gladys. Gladys says thumbs up. Yep, thumbs up. My daughter found some freezer paper online, and she uses it. And so I did do a test sample. And of course, this is foundation paper piecing. And no, actually, Teresa, I am in Canada, in Alberta, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And usually this time of year, it is not snowing. However, this year is kind of throwing a curveball at us. So, just have to put up with it. And now, back to the freezer paper. She found white, and normally I use the craft color, and I think I got two boxes of this one in what's the name of the place? Wherever I usually buy it, and it's quite inexpensive. I looked on, I don't know where it was, but they want $30 a roll for freezer paper. And that is the Reynolds freezer paper. So don't buy that. Try to find your cheapest one, but $30 a roll, it's just ridiculous for freezer paper of the Reynolds. But Reynolds is white. Hi, Mary Jane. Great to see you. I have two ladies, one from my Piecing It Real, Mary Jane, with Yvette Renee, and also Linda Carter is from my group with Chatterbox Quilts. So I'm glad to see them here. I'm not going to be really doing too much sewing tonight. I just want to share a couple of things with you that I've been up to besides working on the FPP log cabin table runner. I have acquired from my daughter, she works close to an upholstery, what do they call it, window covering place. And they have sample books. The sample books, they throw them in the garbage unless somebody wants them. And my daughter took a whole bunch of them. So I am going to show you what they are, and I am hoping that I can come up with ways to put them together to make them into bags or cushion toppers, cushion covers. And my daughter just brought over some new ones. Now these ones have the outside covers taken off of them. But this is the way they come. We take the outside covers off, and then she gives them to me, and I take the staples out and separate them. And some of them are small, like this, but they're beautiful fabrics. Now, this one doesn't, oh, it has a few colors in it. This one isn't as colorful as some of the ones that I have. This is more neutral colors. But they do all sort of coordinate. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to put them together into either cushion tops, cushion covers, or make them into bags. Now here's another one. And she just brought me these yesterday, along with a chicken for supper and everything. But they're gorgeous fabrics. I've got to hold them up a little bit better. But they're absolutely beautiful in greens, and they're just gorgeous. And I'm trying to save them from the landfill. And some of them are 100% cotton, and some of them are 100% polyester. And the bag, now these are some nice bright colors. Maybe if I turn it this way. But you can see the beautiful colors. They also, I've got some larger ones. I think Mary Jane, I showed them to the group, and Mary Jane knows what they look like. But these are the larger samples. And they do have, they come with a backing on them. I'll show you the backing. But here is the backing. And some of them I have to use water to take them off. And then some of them will just come off with the iron. But I found that they coordinate with other colors in other books that she gets. And you can see where they will have the certain designs, and they'll have them in different colors. And the pattern that I plan to start out with, yeah, and oh, she brought me a bunch more. And when I do the bag that I'm going to make, look at that blue color. Oh, I think that's beautiful. That blue. Oh, I missed some here. I don't know whether you can see some of them, but they do coordinate with the ones that I have. But they're absolutely gorgeous. And it's like I can't see them throwing them into the garbage. And the bag that I made these, this is the bag that I make. And this one is approximately, this one's about 30 years old, believe it or not. And that was fabric. It's 100% cotton. And there is a light batting in it. But it only has a lining in it. It doesn't have slip pockets or anything. But I keep my, this one actually, holds my charger for my, what do they call it? Mobile scooter. And this is 2 different fabrics. And it has the tabs on it. But yeah, this one is, I made this one about 30 years ago. And I lined it with just 100% polyester brown lining. I wouldn't use the brown lining anymore because it makes it too dark inside. But the edges of this one maybe if I take this out, but in the bottom of my bags, I put, let's get rid of that charger, and in the bottom of the bag, there is a board that makes it sturdy. And that board does come out. It just slips out and it's just covered. And, but yes, this one is 30 years old. And this is, I can't remember what kind of board it is. But the bags are completely washable. The only thing is, oh, you can see where it's actually wearing a little bit here. But this one I used to use every single day if I went out or anything. And this one has like a bias binding on here. But my plan is to maybe make a zippered pocket on the inside, and then on the outside where the straps go, I think I'm going to try and put a pocket here, and that will utilize the, just give me one sec. These are some other ones that I can use. And if you notice, the sides of the bag, I will be able to put colors and then maybe a larger piece in the center with a pocket. And now some of these, this one's polypropylene polyester. But they're like what do they call, upholstery fabrics, but they're lightweight enough. And if I put a batting like I did with this one, and then the bottom, cover the bottom bag or bottom of the bag, I can use the small pieces. So that's the one thing that I'm hoping to do, and I probably will quilt it instead of just leaving it plain. There's no quilting or anything on the outside of this, and I do have lots of bag fabrics that I do have some more fabric similar to this in different colors that is that I'll be making them, and the straps are just with a batting inside of it. So that's what I'm going to be using those for. And my daughter has approximately 2 large totes that I have to take apart and do something with. So that's what I'm going to be working on when I go live, and showing you how I put these together. Okay, Linda, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. The other thing is, I will show you, I did finish in one of my videos, I was making a Christmas table runner. And I did finish it. So this is the Christmas table runner I made. I'll give you a bit more of a close-up. Whoops. And again, I did straight line quilting, and on the back is the same fabric, the dark green. And when I quilted it, I used, I don't know whether you can see that or not, but it is quilted, but I used yellow thread on the backing. And it's just got the binding. Thanks, Mary Jane. Thanks, Teresa. I don't get to show very many people my my works other than on YouTube. Now, so that's two things that I'm going to be working on. Well, I guess three things. The last thing is when I'm not quilting or playing around with YouTube and everything, I knit. But I have knit a cardigan or a cable cardigan sweater, and I've knit baby sweaters, and I used to knit Cabbage Patch doll clothes. But my biggest thing is that every year I go to a craft sale in November, and I sell slippers that my mom taught me how to make, and I call them granny slippers because when I had my children, and they each have their children, I was Grandma Shirley, and my mom was Granny Fanny, and Fanny is her real name. Hi, Laurie. Great to see you. Canadian, yes. So my we called these slippers, hi Barb, we called these slippers granny slippers. And there's lots of patterns on YouTube, and the first videos I made on YouTube were making these slippers, and everybody asked me if there was a pattern, a written pattern. But the thing is, my mom taught me how to make the slippers. I have tweaked them a bit, but there is no pattern that I have. There's lots of them out there. On Pinterest is where I've found a lot of the versions, but I sort of adapted the pattern because when I went to read the patterns that were available out there, they didn't make sense to me. But the way my mom taught me, I knew what they were trying to describe, but yet they didn't seem to make sense when I read it in one of their patterns. So I don't have a written pattern for these ones, but these slippers, and I'm going to be doing a live series where I just sit and knit. I myself personally need communication with other people because I live alone, and I don't get out very much and everything. And my pastime, besides watching too many YouTube videos, is knitting and sewing. I also do cross stitch. I do card making. I do everything. But right now, my main thing is sewing, quilting. But the slippers I'm going to be making, and you've probably seen them on my channel. The first videos I made are not that great. I tried to do the best, but I've learned a lot since I made the first videos. Hi, Brenda Foley. Nice to see you. Thanks, everyone, for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Barb, I know. 2 days of it, and it's still coming down. I don't know. I know where you are in Calgary. You're further north. We're getting rain-snow mix, and at times it's coming down just as snow, and other times it's a bit of rain in it, and it's depressing. It shouldn't happen in May, right? We normally don't get this type of weather. Like I said at the beginning of the video, every time I make a doctor appointment, it snows. So I said I'm not going to make an appointment, a doctor appointment until the fall. But I have one tomorrow. My daughter's going to take me, so. But this, getting back to the slippers, I know I always get a little sidetracked here. But the slippers I make, and I did on my community tab, I put pictures of just some of them that I make. But this is the ones that I have started out. And these are just strictly knit. And I usually sell about, I think last year I sold about 38 pair at the craft sale. And so every year, I thank my mom for teaching me how to make these. And she taught me these. I had moved from Alberta back to Saskatchewan to take care of my mom because she had a heart issue and she had a tumor on her kidney, and I moved back to take care of her. And they gave her, when I moved back, they said about 3 months. And I moved back to take care of her, and she lived for 5 years. So I must have done something right. And she taught me how to make these, and every year since I've been going to the craft sale, I sell about 30 pair. And the size, now that depends. I usually do them small, medium, and large, and the small ones fit me, which small are fit about a size 5. Or, yeah, in around there, size 5 shoe. And then I make the medium size, and they fit, excuse me one moment, Claudia Lautenschlager? Is that the correct way to pronounce that? Hello, Claudia, and welcome. I'm not very regular at doing things, but I do things. But anyway, back to the slippers. And Claudia is new. So the slippers, the next size I make are about size 7, close enough. Thank you, Claudia. They fit, the next size that I make are about size 6 to 7, 8, and because they stretch so much, size is kind of depending on whether you like them a tight fitting slipper or a loose, and I prefer the tighter ones because they do stretch out, and they're completely washable. This one is a size, this one is a large size, and I believe this will fit up to size 11 foot. And if I measure the way it stretches, I'll measure that. And that measures when I stretch it out, and I can even stretch it more. But this one, when I stretch it out, it'll stretch to 11 inches. When it's unstretched, thanks Gladys for sharing your channel. Gladys the Confident Quilter, she has a quilting channel every Fridays at, now I'm going to say 3 p.m. because that's my time and I'm Mountain in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Gladys is in Texas. And I don't think Gladys knows what snow is. Maybe she can tell me if she knows what snow is. And if she doesn't know, I can send her some. And Gladys is one of my moderators. So anyway, back to the slippers. I think this is the largest size, and it'll fit like a man's foot. So this is the basic ones I make, and they're just made out of, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, and I think I watch you at 3, Gladys, so I'm not sure if Mountain and Central is the same. That's a good question. Is Mountain and Central the same? I don't think it is. I'm just not too sure. Anyway, so this is the first type that I started making. Oh, SD, South Dakota? Is that correct? I've been to North Dakota. I remember when Barb Olson is saying, I remember when my grandmother made slippers. She used some kind of stretchy material. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, okay. Teresa, it's not. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's okay, Barb, yes. That is why, okay, that is why you come on it. I'm Mountain then. Central is 1 hour, yeah. So then I'm Mountain because she comes on at 3 o'clock when I watch her. Yes, South Dakota. Gladys says South Dakota. Great. Yeah, I'm not too great on time zones. But yes, I watch Gladys on Friday afternoons, and she comes on with Kathy's Quilts and Crafts. And Kathy reads the chat while Gladys sews. So anyway, back to the slippers. These were originally made from Fentex. Fentex is not these are made from acrylic yarn, and they're just one strand. The patterns that are out there, some of them call for 2 strands of yarn. However, I find that very difficult to maneuver. And they do turn out thicker, but they're completely machine washable because these are acrylic. Fentex has changed. Yes, Fentex has changed. If you wore a pair of slippers made with the Fentex yarn, you probably found that it was really hard on the feet and slippery as the dickens. And that's why I use just the acrylic yarn, because it does stretch, but it is soft. Fentex was very hard, And I don't know whether I have a pair of my mum Pyrex. Oh, Barb, that's cute. Yeah, but Pyrex. Yep. Well, it's close. Anyway, the Fentex yarn now that they have is a little bit different, but it does have a little bit of a scratchy feel to it. And when it knits up, it doesn't have the softness and the stretch that the acrylic yarn does. And I knit these with Lori Clark says, Barb, they would be clunky. Yes. I don't know how slippery they would be. And Gladys has shared Kathy's channel, Kathy's Quilts and Crafts. Thank you, Gladys. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would imagine if you made them out of that, they would be a little clunky, like wooden shoes, maybe. So that's why I don't use the Fentex. Also, the Fentex is quite a bit more expensive than just the regular acrylic. When I do the live video, I'm going to go through a lot of things. You guys are crazy. Lori Clark says, old lady brain here. I've got an old lady brain. Trust me. So anyway, Barb says you can cook in your slippers. Yep. Hi, Nancy Gus. How you doing tonight? Nancy Gus, I know Nancy from Yvette Renee. Nancy does a beautiful job on her quilting. So, anyway, I don't know why is it we always get to cooking somehow, even if it's with Pyrex slippers. Okay, so this is one kind, just the straight. You can use one color. When I'm teaching, I use two colors because it's easier to see what you're doing. But it's just straight knitting. That's all it is. So now, the next ones that I did was people were asking for the checkerboard slippers because their grandmas used to make the checkerboard slippers. And they're just knit in one piece, like there's no adding on or anything. It's just straight knitting and using two colors. The only thing is keeping track of switching the yarns. Just add heels. Lori Clark says, could be a new trend. Just add heels. Are we on to something? Oh, we could be, Lori. Just remember, you heard it here first. Barb says she remembers the checkerboard. So yes, and some people will start out with 4 or 5 stitches and then change color or whatever. I find that using 4 stitches makes them nice and puffy. And they are called, actually, I have seen them, people call them puffy slippers. Could you show us a ball so we can see the size of wool? Yep. Actually, I wind my yarn before, and it's the, just give me 1 second. Okay. There's 2 different kinds. but I use a ball winder and I roll them into manageable sizes. And I work from the outside. I pull from the outside because I have a little thing that this sits on and it just rolls. If I unwind it from the center, then it gets all squishy and sometimes it'll tangle because you're working with two. But this one, the yarn I use, this is a smaller ball. Barb says at Lori Kirk, you can try it out first and report back. Good idea, Barb. Yeah. So anyway, the this particular ball it's the Arrow Heart Comfort. And it is machine wash and dry, 100% acrylic. And it comes in a big, it's the biggest ball that you can get in the Red Heart Comfort. There's other brands now. Walmart has another one, but you have to be careful when you're buying it. This one is 340 grams and it's a 12-ounce yarn, and it is 649 yards. This one costs about $12 for a big one like that, and I roll it so I get 3 and a little bit, and it's about $12. This one has not as much yarn as the solid. The solid ones, I buy it at Walmart, by the way, yes. Don't buy, if you go to, I don't know whether the particular yarn stores, because I don't even know where there is one in Calgary here, but I just buy it at Walmart, or Michael's used to carry it, but they don't anymore that I could see the last time I was in there. You can buy smaller ones, smaller balls, but it costs more. That's why I buy the large one. So the variegated ones, they there's less on them. So you can see I only got 1, 2, 3 and a bit when I rolled it. Lisa! Hey Lisa! Hi Shirley and Chatty Group. I'm unable to stay but want to hit that like thumbs up button and show some love. Thank you, Lisa. Now Lisa, just before you run off, would it be okay if I made you a moderator? Seeing as how you are very capable, as with Gladys. Kim Burris is one of my moderators too, but if Lisa would like to be one of my moderators, I do have subscribers only on, but I do need a moderator. So anyway, thanks for coming, Lisa. Thank you everyone for coming. Okay, so then this is Red Heart Comfort as well. And I have rolled these, and from this one, because there is more on... Oh, Lisa frightened me. Lisa, you don't frighten me. Okay, I will do that, Lisa. I'm not sure. Just give me a second and see if I can make you blue. Add as a moderator. Okay. Standard moderator. Okay, now. Now, Lisa, if you can type something in and you won't, that's okay, you won't frighten me. I promise. If you can just say something and we'll see if you come up blue. Okay, Barb wants to know how much wool does it take to make a pair of slippers. From one of these, because I use two colors, I can get at least 1, 2, 3. I can get 2 pair of large slippers with the 2 colors. And have left over. And then I use those to make a, oh, Lisa, you're not blue. Why not? Let's try this again. I probably did something wrong here. Let me just, can I move that? No. Standard moderator. It's not moving. Just give me a sec here. I have got it on, okay, there it is. That's it. I had it on, now if you type something. No, I just didn't click save. That's all. I have pop-out chat so I can read the chat better. So if she says something now, she should be blue. So she should be blue now. Anyway, I'm going to keep an eye out so that in case Lisa does. There she is. She's blue. Way to go, Lisa. Thank you very much. You and Gladys are awesome. I really appreciate that. Okay, so now back to, okay, I think I answered your question. I can get 2 pair of the largest size, which you could probably get 3 pair of smaller sizes. That's it, Lisa. Watch out, Gladys. Now, you two don't fight. So now if you notice on the yardage or the meterage, this one, the solid, she has a wrench to work with, yep. Great, Teresa. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, on the solid, Lori Clark, dueling moderators. Yep. I think I'm going to invite some trolls in just to see how you ladies work. Huh? Anyway, on the solid colors, you will notice that it is 792 meters, or 867 yards. The 4 on the top, I believe, is the 4 on the top is the strands. How many strands are in the yarn itself. And the more strands, and again, it depends on the thickness of the strands. You can get fine yarn, and it'll be 3 strand. But this one is 4, and this one is a 4. But if you read on the package that the 1 they're both 4. But if you notice that this one is a 12-ounce weight and the plain color is a 16-ounce weight. So the solid colors are a little bit thicker. And if I check, I could check and see, and I think when I separate the yarns, yes, there's four plies, meaning 4 separate pieces. So I can count them, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, I am not a thanks, Lisa. I am not a prolific. I don't know. I'm not a great knitter. I can knit slippers, but as far as other things, I'm not into all the different yarns and everything. I just knit slippers, mainly because it keeps me in Christmas money before Christmas, and then I have enough to give my grandchildren their Christmas money. So that's what I do for the year, and then sell my slippers, and that's how I make a little bit of money. And then, of course, it gives me enough to buy more yarn, plus have extra. And it does take time. I mean, mind you, I can knit a pair of slippers in, or one slipper in a whole day. And the size of needles that I use, I use 5mm, but I use double pointed needles, and they come in a package of 4, and they're for circular knitting. However, depending on where you knit, I use the double pointed needles for simply the fact that I knit in a chair that has higher arms, and if I use longer needles, they bump into the sides and make it hard for me to knit. So, and when I do the live, I'll be going through all of that. But you do have to watch when you're buying the yarn. You might think that the colored yarns or variegated yarns will be less yardage. And so Terry is here. And how are those machines coming along? I can knit, but nothing fancy, but I can also crochet and do more with that. I do both, but like I said, I'm not a great one, but my mom taught me how to make these, and it's been a lifesaver as far as being on a single income, retired, no pension. My husband didn't have a pension, so I didn't get his pension other than CPP. So my budget is very limited. That's why I'm not into the designer fabrics that everybody else uses. I mean, I'm a Walmart buyer and whatever. Did you? Oh, I must have missed that one. I think the one I saw, and I do know that you were doing the, is it the not electrolysis, is it? Is that what they call it? Where you put you're doing the electrolysis or something? Yes, I know. It's a blessing to have mums who are very crafty. My mom had essential tremors, so in the later part of the year she couldn't do as much, but so I will be going through all of this when I do. Okay, Terry, I'm going to go and check on that after we're done here. And the last pair of slippers that I've done now is I got sick of making these. You get bored because it was foiling. Terry says it was foiling on her machines. Terry does refurbishing vintage machines, Singer machines, featherweight machines. So if anybody is on and listening, and if Lisa, oh, you did, thank you, Lisa. My God, you're good. You and Gladys are just right on the bit. Yeah, so Terry's channel. She does a beautiful job of refurbishing Singer featherweights. Glad to have everyone here. So the last pair of slippers that I've been working on now are the sock monkey slippers. And you can, it's, yeah. And Terry says she wouldn't get sick of wearing those slippers. They look so comfy. Yes, they are comfy. I have 2 pair that I keep at my daughter's place, but I'm kind of stingy because I keep them because I sell them. But I do have 2 pair at my daughter's place that I always have when I go there. That's what I put in. And actually, right now I am making a pair. Just hang on, I'll get them. I'm just about finished the one slipper, and I have the other one started. Sorry about that. I should have brought these in. But this is, I used 2 balls of yarn. These are the sock monkey slippers. Yes, I last year I sold out of these, and I think I might have had 15 or 20 pair of these. These ones sold out, and I made them in different sizes, and they sold really well. But these are the needles I use, and these are the double pointed, which means they're points at both ends, and then I put the point protectors on so that my stitches don't come off the end. But these ones I'm making right now, these are for, I'm sure he doesn't watch my channel. They're for, pardon me, these are for a friend of my son-in-law. And they were school friends, and he likes Green Bay Packers. So, this is a pair of slippers for him. And the other thing is, pardon me, when I make them, because you need 1 needle for the slipper and 1 needle to knit with, then you can use the other ones. You can use the other 2 needles, and sometimes what I will do is I will, especially when I'm doing these ones, I will start and do 2 pair or 2 slippers at a time, because once you make 1 slipper, unless you're 1-footed, no offense to people who have only 1 foot, but you have to make 2 slippers, or 2 slippers to make 1 pair. So I start and I do, and I count my rows across here. So yes, and I hopefully, I'm looking right now for I guess you call it a little applique, not an applique, but a piece. I guess it's an applique, and I want to make a little applique to put on the top of the slipper here with the Green Bay Packers symbol on it. And now if I'm not, I don't know, Lisa, you'd said Green Bay. Does anybody know about Green Bay Packers? I don't know. The football team? Was it? Yes, a patch. Thank you, Barb. Yes. Yeah, they are very soft. And they're nice and soft. Anyway, Green Bay Packers, and I'm trying to think if it was Jackie Parker, I think it was my cousin's son. I think it was Green Bay Packers. But I think it was Jackie Parker. Maybe I'm wrong. He used to play for the Green Bay Packers. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. And embroidered patch. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. I think someone up there in the comments earlier said old lady brain. Was it old lady brain? I have brain fog. Hello, Brenda. Okay, so that's about what I have to show you tonight, other than I have a mess in my sewing room. I was working on my I'll think of it in a minute. Give me a minute. Working on my log cabin table runner. And I'm mostly like, oh yes, I have those. I have red and white for Calgary. I have green and white for Saskatchewan Rough Riders. I have the blue, navy with the red and the white for I think it's I can't remember. But anyway, yes, I've made them for all not the Toronto Maple Leafs. Is it the Toronto Maple Leafs that's got red and white and navy? Could be. But I know some people, other people used to put pom-poms on them, but I didn't think that men would like pom-poms on their slippers. So that's why I thought for the Green Bay Packers, I'd make a little embroidered patch. But it'll be, I'll stitch it on after I make the slippers. It won't be stitched right onto the slipper. Blue, yellow for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Yes. Red, white, and navy. Okay, yes, is the Montreal. And Winnipeg is blue, yellow, and, yep. Toronto is blue and white? Oh, okay. My husband's been gone for quite a few years, and he was into sports quite a bit, but I've kind of lost track. All I know is that Saskatchewan is green and white, and I think I made them with green and white, and then I put a little bit of black to separate the colors or whatever. Yeah, so that's about it. I have to go and check and see if it's still snowing outside. Well, thank you all so very much for coming in tonight. Hockey fans are always watching TV. So are football fans. Yes, and my husband, actually his cousin, was from Manitoba, and so every year Saskatchewan and I think it's the Labor Day weekend. The football team for Manitoba, which was Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders would always have their Labor Day Classic. Anyway, I do have a crying towel from my husband's cousin, and it's a crying towel because the Bombers beat the Riders. So yes, that's in a box that my husband. I have a box of things that my husband has that were special meaning, and one was a crying towel because the Riders lost, and they always came from Manitoba to Saskatchewan for that Labor Day Classic. Yes, so Terry, we still have snow. Actually, it's raining and snowing. It all went away at one point, and the weather was nice for a little while, but for some reason, it's just uh, it's just ridiculous that it's all of a sudden now has decided it's going to rain and snow. Today is Labor Day in Canada, isn't it? No, not today. Um, Labor Day in Canada is it's a September. In September, our Labor Day is. Yes, Labor Day is in September. We have our holiday coming up in May. Is May I don't know, it's the Queen's birthday. Actually, Queen Elizabeth, who passed away, her real birthday is on April 21st, the same as my daughter's, but yes, September. Okay, thanks, Lori. Um, the Queen's birthday, her Elizabeth's birthday is April the 21st, but in May we celebrate the Queen's birthday. We get a holiday for that, and we call it, oh, it could have been Terry, Labor Day in Italy. Yeah. I don't know. Labor Day was the day I had my kids, so I don't know when when it is in other countries, but April 21st and January 12th. Those are my Labor Days. Didn't have too much labor though. Anyway, I think I should let everyone go, and I thank you so much for stopping in and visiting with me. Okay, Victoria Day. Thank you, Barb. It's nice to have somebody with a young brain that doesn't forget everything. Thank you so much, Barb. Victoria Day, yes, and I think Victoria Day was the Queen. Oh, your son was born January 12th. Awesome. Labor Day, one in September, one in October. Someone on another channel mentioned something about it this morning. I think you're right, Terry. Oh, okay. I must have missed that. So I shall say good night to everyone, and hope you have a great next few days. You never know when the Queen. Thank you, Barb. I'm reading chat, and Barb is. Okay, well, officially, May the 1st is now Pyrex Day. Okay, remember that. Pyrex Day. Got it. Oh, it's nice to see you, Terry. Yes, I will do more lives. Drop it off. Drop it. Oh, thank heaven for Terry. Yes, you guys are great uplifters. This snow is depressing, and you guys have really, really made my day. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to sign off for now, and everyone take care. Be safe. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.